morning, all the students of class 10. Again, we are here after midterm to start the new chapter with a new approach. The name of the chapter is circle. We are having the leftover chapters are, I think, around 4 chapters left to complete, and we will try to complete all the chapters by December month. So let's start with this chapter, circle. Regarding circle in class 9, already we did so many things, and we have the basic concept of circle, that what is the meaning of the radius of the circle, diameter of the circle, circumference of the circle, sector of a circle, segment of a circle, and there all the properties, that like a central angle is twice the angle at circumference, or suppose if there is a cyclic quadrilateral, then the opposite angle's total value is 180 degree. So like so many properties already we have learned in class 9. So I should suggest here to all of you that if you haven't learned that all the things properly, or maybe due to long gap you forgot that all the things, so in that case you just take out your class 9 book, circle chapter you open, and go through that chapter once again, because that basic concept is required whenever we will start this chapter. In our class 10, we would not like to just enter to that class 9 part. We will discuss about the class 10 part only. And in our this class, this chapter contains all the tangent properties of circle. So let's start with that. What is tangent of a circle? That we already know. That suppose this is a circle, this is the center of the circle. A line which touches the circle at one point. Do remember that point? It touches the circle, it does not cut the circle. Because whenever a line cuts the circle, then we can say the name of the line as secant. Because secant is a line which cuts the circle at two different points. I am not talking about secant, I am talking about tangent of a circle. So what is that tangent of circle? Tangent of a circle is that particular line which touches the circle at one point. So tangent of a circle touches the circle at one point only. Now you just see one thing. So what we can write here? Tangent of a circle touches the circle at one point only. Now you may can have some question that how many tangents I can draw to a circle. Just to think about it, there are how many points on the circumference of circle? You just tell me. There are how many points on the circumference of a circle? There are infinite number of points or uncountable number of points on the circumference of a circle. As there are infinite number of points or uncountable number of points on the circumference of circle, so uncountable number of tangents can be drawn, or infinite number of tangents can be drawn in a circle. As there are infinite number of points on the circumference of circle, so we can draw infinite number of tangents to the circle. How many you want, you can draw to the tangent, that many tangents to the circle. Now look at this thing. Suppose I have drawn a diameter of a circle. There are two endpoints. Through that endpoints, if I draw tangents, that two tangents are parallel to each other. So do remember, diametrically opposite tangents are parallel to each other. diametrically opposite tangents are parallel to each other. So this is the first thing whatever we have learned about tangent. The tangent is a line which touches the circle at one point only. This is the second point which we have learned regarding tangent. Diametrically opposite tangents are parallel to each other. Now the next thing regarding the circle, look here. Suppose this is a circle and I have drawn a tangent here. Anywhere I have drawn a tangent, anywhere. Suppose here I have drawn a tangent. We know one thing, that tangent will touch the circle at one point. Now, center to that touch point, if I join, this is called radius, correct? And you remember this one, radius is always perpendicular to tangent. So this is one of the property of tangent. Radius is perpendicular to tangent. But you have to remember how that radius you can get. The radius can be drawn by joining the touch point to the center. Now, you can have some questions that why radius is perpendicular to tangent? Why not any other line? Because you see, whenever the tangent touches the circle at this point, so this point lies on the circumference of circle. And we know one thing, that point lies on the circumference of circle to center. This distance is called radius. And radius is perpendicular to tangent, that I have told here. So let's have a just an easy observation, easy proof. We will do a verification for this, that why I can say that radius is perpendicular to tangent. So for that, I have taken a circle. I have taken a circle here, and I have just taken the center here. This is the tangent, suppose. This is the tangent of the circle. And I have joined this one. Also, I have taken a point. Suppose this point is P and this tangent is named as AB. Also, I have taken a point, suppose Q, on AB, which is other than P. This means, as tangent touches the circle at one point only, so P is only the point which is the common point of tangent and as well as the circumference of circle. But Q is not lying on the circumference of circle, because a tangent cannot touch the circle at 2 points. It can touch the circle at 1 point only. So Q is lying on the tangent only. Now I am joining O and Q. Like as if I consider any other point apart from Q, suppose R, S, T, U, V, I can find out so many points on the line AB, but none of them other than P will lie on the circumference of the circle, because tangent touches the circle at 1 point only and P is that touch point. So whatever the other points you will select on the circle, on the tangent, the other point must not lie on the circumference of circle. It is clear to you? Now we have learned one thing in class 9. From a particular point, if I draw so many lines if I draw so many lines on this particular line, suppose AB is a line and O is an external point. From that external point O, suppose I have drawn so many lines on AB. The shortest distance is perpendicular. We have learned this one in class 9. From a particular point, from a particular external point, if so many lines has drawn on a line, then the shortest one is called the perpendicular. So if you have forgot that book, once you go to class 9 book, circle chapter you open, learn that one, then you can better understand that why OP is perpendicular here. And for that reason only I am just saying here that radius is perpendicular to tangent. Because from O, if I draw so many lines to this tangent, then OP is only the radius, but OQ is not the radius. It is bigger than radius. It is bigger than radius, because if I write a name of the point here R, OR plus RQ, then we can go for OQ, and it is OP. OP is equal to OR. So what is the length of OR and what is the length of OP? They are same. But OQ, it means OR plus RQ. That means it is bigger than OP. Because it is also the radius, it is also the radius. So there is no problem. OP and OR are equal, I can say. But OP and OQ, if I compare, just to see, OQ means this radius plus RQ. This means it is quite bigger than OP. So it means OQ is bigger than OP. So if I consider OQ and OP, then OP is the shortest. And the shortest distance which we are going to draw from a particular point to any line, then perpendicular one is the shortest. So here we can say OP is the shortest. And for that only I can give this comment that radius is perpendicular to tangent. So what are the things we have learned here? There are infinite number of tangents which you can draw to a circle, and a tangent touches the circle at one point only. Second thing which you have learned, that diametrically opposite tangents are parallel to each other. Third thing, whatever we have learned, that radius is always perpendicular to tangent, because radius is that particular line which is the shortest distance from center to tangent. Other than this radius, whatever the other lines you will draw from center to tangent, they are bigger than radius, and that's why these are not the shortest distance and cannot be perpendicular. So only radius is perpendicular to tangent. This is the most usable property which we will use in our sum. Now let's go for another one. Suppose I have drawn one circle here, and this is the center of the circle. Suppose I have chosen an external point P here. P is the external point, and from that point P, I have drawn two tangents to a circle. So look here, I have used a statement here. I think you have noticed that particular statement, whatever we have told. From a particular point, from a particular external point, I can draw only two tangents to a circle. So this is one of the property we can consider. So we can write here, from an external point, only two tangents can be drawn to any circle. So from an external point, you can draw only two tangents, not more than that. Only two tangents you can draw from an external point to any circle. Now, suppose it has touched this circle at the point A and it has touched this circle at the point B. I have joined here OA and OB. It is obvious that OA is perpendicular to PA and OB is perpendicular to PB. Because what I state here, it comes from this particular property that radius is perpendicular to tangent. Now you look here, OA and OB, both are radii of the same circle, and this radii we have drawn on the tangent. So definitely this and this will be 90 degrees because they are perpendicular. Now if I consider OAPB, look here, OAPB. Look properly that OAPB. What is OAPB? Yes, it is correct that OAPB is a quadrilateral. OAPB is a quadrilateral. And as OAPB is a quadrilateral, we know angle sum property of quadrilateral. The sum of all angles of a quadrilateral, sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is equals to 360 degrees. So if I consider here the name is x and here we consider the name is y. So I can write here x plus y plus 90 degree plus 90 degree, that is equal to 360 degree. And from where we got this one? This is the angle sum property of quadrilateral. So from here we can write x plus y equal to 90 plus 90 is 180 degree, and we'll go to that side as subtraction and I'll get 180 degree. So what we got here? This is one of the tangent property of the circle. What is that property? Whenever you have drawn any two tangent to a circle, the angle subtended between the angle formed between that two tangents and the angle subtended by two tangents at the center are supplementary. So I can write this property like this. Here I am writing angle subtended between two tangents and angle not subtended, angle formed between two tangents and angle subtended by them at center of circle are supplementary. I think you know the meaning of supplementary. Supplementary mean these two angles total value is 180 degrees. So you just remember this particular thing, that whenever you will draw from an external point two tangent, first of all you have to remember this thing, that from an external point only two tangents can be drawn to a circle. Whenever you have drawn that two tangents to a circle, then the angle between the two tangents and the angle formed by them at the center of the circle, they are supplementary. That means their together value is 180 degree. Now next thing just to see, now I am going to join O and P. So what I have drawn? I have joined O and P. Now you consider these two triangle OAP and triangle OBP. So just I am rubbing this one. Now you just see these two triangle OAP and triangle OBP. So in triangle OAP and triangle OBP. OAP and OBP. So these two triangle I have taken. First of all, OB and OA are equal. This one we are giving a name A and this we are giving a name small b. So now you just look here, I can write A equal to B because both of them are 90 degree. OP equal to OP, this is the common side of both the triangle, common side. And OA equal to OB because these are the radii of same circle, So what can I write? Which property I have applied? Think. I have proved one angle is right angle in both the triangle. I have proved this is a common side and OA equal to OB. So I think I have used here right angle hypotenuse side, because if you consider this triangle, opposite to 90 degrees is coming OP, so OP is the hypotenuse. And similar for triangle OBP also. If I consider right angle here, opposite to right angle, this is the hypotenuse. So what I can state from here, that these two triangle are right angle triangle. So I have used the right angle hypotenuse side property to prove these two triangle congruent. So I can write here now, therefore by RHS congruency criterion, triangle OAP is congruent to triangle OBP. Now as these two triangles are congruent, so now I think we can write M and N are equal, U and V are equal. So I can write now, therefore M equal to N, U equal to V, and this we can write by CPCT. Corresponding part of congruent triangle you have learned in class 9. So I can write M and N are equal, U and V are equal. Also you can write one thing, that PA and PB are equal because same CPCT property. So PA equal to PB. This is also by CPCT. So what we have proved here, from there we can just conclude a statement. What is that statement? Line joining the external point to center, line joining the external point to center bisects the angle between two tangents and the angle subtended by the two tangents at the center. So that property we can write here. So we can mention the property. Line joining center to external point bisects means সমান দুভাগে ভাগ করা, u and v are equal, m and n are equal, bisects the angle between two tangents and the angle subtended by two tangent at center. So this line bisects this angle also, this angle also. So m and n are equal, u and v are equal. Okay, so look here, m and n are equal, u and v are equal. We have proved by mathematically we have proved. So from there we have concluded this statement that if I join the external point to center, that line will bisect the angle formed by that, that's an angle subtended by that two tangent at the center, and also the angle between the two tangent. Another thing we have stated here, PA equal to PB. So from there one statement I can write that tangents drawn from external point are equal to each other. From an external point, whenever you are drawing two tangents, that two tangents will be equal to each other, because we have proved by CPCT after proving the congruency. So now see, so many properties we got add together. First of all, there are infinite number of tangents can be drawn to any circle. Secondly, diametrically opposite tangents are parallel to each other. Tangent touches the circle at one point only. Radius is perpendicular to tangent. Next thing, from an external point only two tangents can be drawn to any circle. Angle formed between two tangents and the angle subtended by the two tangents at the center, they are supplementary, their together value is 180 degree. Next thing, line joining the center to external point bisects the angle formed subtended by two tangents at the center and as well as angle between two tangents, and tangents drawn from an external point are equal to each other. So from an external point, whenever you will draw two tangents to a circle, they will be equal to each other. So whenever from an external point you are drawing any two tangents to a circle, they are equal. So this particular property is one of the important property in this circle chapter. So whatever the properties we have given, along with the proof of them, so one thing just to do, write all those properties and all those things whatever we have done in your copy. Write there a brief note on circle, then whatever we did in board, everything you complete in your copy. Tomorrow we will start with the sum of circle. Before of that, you must know all the properties properly. Thank you.